Up and down the country, Jeremy Corbyn's foot soldiers are busy fighting their second leadership battle in only a year. For them, their leader has lost none of his lustre.
Not many things make me feel proud to be a Brit, but he makes me feel quite proud, and I just feel like he cares about everyone.
He has the policies that I agree with, including an end to Trident and bringing in an end to austerity and an increasing investment in our infrastructure, things like that, because a lot of people are suffering and Jeremy knows what's best for people like me.
I am confident that Jeremy Corbyn will come out as a leader of Labour as well as our next Prime Minister at number 10.
As you can see, enthusiasm here in York, at least, for Jeremy Corbyn appears absolutely undiminished. They're expecting about 1,000 people here tonight, and it's hard to imagine another politician for whom that could be said. For example, a certain Owen Smith, just down the road in Leeds last night, managed to attract a mere 200 to one of his first rallies.
Many local Labour parties remain solid behind their leader in defiance of their MPs. Almit and Rothwell CLP near Leeds is one which nominated Jeremy Corbyn last year. They're not tempted by Owen Smith.
Why should I be? Jeremy's message and conviction has not changed in 12 months. I voted for Jeremy 12 months ago, and I will do so again.
I think there's a lot of members who may not have supported Jeremy at the last meeting, but on the principle of democracy within the party will be supporting him now, entirely because there is this feeling that democracy has been undermined.
Very few people who are attacking Jeremy now because of his politics, but they're finding invented ways to attack him because of his personality or his demeanour or his character. My view is simply he is an honest, authentic politician who has always held his views, expressed them honestly, and continues to do so.
I think during the European referendum there was somewhat of a disconnect between the party based in London and the party in places like Yorkshire. I've got many friends down there who are quite anti-Corbyn, and they can't understand why people such as myself are still backing him. Similarly, I've got friends right across Yorkshire who can't understand why comrades down in London are against him.
That sense of geographic divide between north and south is reflected by the numbers. We've now had nominations for leader from 63 local constituency Labour parties. Of these, the clear majority, 51, have plumped for Jeremy Corbyn, including some like Pudsey, which supported Andy Burnham last time, or Chesterfield, which didn't nominate. So far, so good for the Corbynistas. Yet of those which have opted for Smith, 2/3 are in London, which isn't surprising when you consider that polling shows that among Labour Party members, support for Jeremy Corbyn is weaker in the capital than anywhere else in the country.
And that's potentially hugely significant, because around half of all Labour members are in London and the south of England. Now, if Owen Smith can take advantage of that, and many of those 185,000 new Labour members from the last couple of weeks are also in London, then maybe, just maybe, he has a chance in this contest.
Richmond Park Labour Party in southwest London nominated Jeremy Corbyn in 2015. This time, though, they're backing Smith, and Europe looms large.
I think a lot of it was down to Jeremy's position on the European referendum. So I think people in Richmond, a lot of them are in professional services jobs where they're working in things like the law, banking, professions, and they could really see the benefits of staying in the European Union. And then also, if you think about a lot of the reasons people voted to leave in terms of immigration, a lot of people in London have had better experiences of immigration, haven't been as adversely affected by it.
There was a very strong Remain camp in Richmond, and I think that many people felt that Jeremy hadn't been as positive in the campaign as he could have been, particularly at the start and at some of the campaign launches.
People were really frustrated just about how quiet he'd been at the beginning, and then eventually when he started to come out in favour of the support of the EU, he just sounded apathetic. He was describing himself as a 7 out of 10. He wasn't making a really strong, loud, coherent case for staying in Europe.
People were saying that whilst they supported a lot of Jeremy Corbyn's views, they didn't feel that he was a person who could lead the party to victory in a general election.
I had the pleasure of having a brief chat with him earlier, and he's excited too.
It's an irony that a politician who for some in the country is synonymous with Islington and metropolitan London should be at his weakest in his own city and strongest in his redouts of the industrial north. But when the votes are counted, chances are even a London rebellion won't be enough to stop a second Jeremy Corbyn tide.